Are you tired of feeling mentally weak, constantly pushed around by circumstances beyond your control? Do you watch others thrive under immense pressure while you feel yourself crumbling at the slightest challenge? Is your mind a chaotic battlefield of self-doubt instead of the silent fortress of power it should be? The difference separating a weak mind from a strong one isn't luck, it's a set of disciplined habits. Today, we expose the 10 critical habits that separate the mentally strong from the perpetually weak. Each habit is a conscious choice you can begin to implement the moment this video concludes. Make sure you watch until the very end, as the final habit is the cornerstone of all mental strength. First, weak minds blame external factors for their failures, always pointing a finger at someone else. Strong minds, however, practice radical ownership, accepting full responsibility for every outcome in their lives. Blame is a tool of the powerless, a confession that your life is controlled by outside forces. Ownership is the ultimate power move, declaring that you are the sole architect of your destiny. Starting now, for every problem you face, immediately ask yourself, what was my part in this? This simple question forces you to reclaim control and shift your focus from blame to solutions. Second, weak minds constantly seek comfort, running away from anything that feels difficult or challenging. Strong minds actively seek discomfort, understanding that growth only happens at the edge of your abilities. Your comfort zone is a cage you build for yourself, decorated with the illusion of safety. True mental strength is forged in the fires of voluntary hardship, not in the warmth of complacency. Choose one thing that makes you uncomfortable today and deliberately do it without any hesitation. This could be a cold shower, a difficult conversation, or an intense workout session. Third, weak minds react emotionally to everything, allowing their feelings to dictate every single action. Strong minds create a space between stimulus and reaction, choosing to respond with logic and intention. Emotional reactions are primitive reflexes that keep you trapped in a cycle of impulsive behavior. A deliberate response is a sign of high intelligence and the foundation of all self-mastery. The next time you feel triggered, take one deep breath before you say or do anything. That single second of pause is where you will find your power to choose your response. Fourth, weak minds are addicted to passive consumption, endlessly scrolling through other people's creations. Strong minds prioritize creation over consumption, actively producing value instead of just absorbing content. Consumption dulls the mind and makes you a spectator in the game of life you're playing. Creation sharpens your skills, builds confidence, and forces you to become an active participant. Block out 30 minutes today to create something, anything, without the goal of perfection. Write a paragraph, sketch an idea, or outline a project to build your creation muscle. Fifth, weak minds are terrified of failure and will avoid any feedback that challenges their ego. Strong minds view failure as data and actively seek out harsh feedback to accelerate their growth. Avoiding feedback is a desperate attempt to protect a fragile ego, ensuring you remain stagnant forever. Embracing criticism is the fastest path to improvement, turning every mistake into a valuable lesson. Identify one person who will give you brutally honest feedback and ask them to critique your work. Thank them for their honesty, analyze the data, and then immediately implement the required changes. You are doing great. Take a deep breath. Now we move into the core habits of the truly strong. Sixth, weak minds constantly crave external validation, their self-worth dependent on likes and praise. Strong minds cultivate an internal validation system, their sense of value comes from within themselves. Chasing validation from others makes you a puppet, your strings pulled by everyone else's opinions. Self-validation is true freedom, where your actions are guided by your own principles and values. Acknowledge one of your own accomplishments today, silently, without telling a single other person. Feel the pride in your work based on your own internal standards of personal excellence. Seventh, weak minds surrender to the temptation of short-term pleasure, sacrificing their future goals. Strong minds master the art of delayed gratification, choosing long-term discipline over instant rewards. Every time you choose comfort now, you are borrowing happiness from your future self with interest. Discipline is not about punishment, it is the ultimate form of self-love and self-respect. Identify your biggest long-term goal and one small, disciplined action you can take toward it. Execute that action right now, proving to yourself that your future is more important than your present. 8. Weak minds are experts at making excuses, creating elaborate stories to justify their inaction. Strong minds are obsessed with finding solutions, focusing all their energy on a way forward. An excuse is a well-planned lie you tell yourself to avoid the pain of responsibility. A solution-oriented mindset accepts reality and immediately begins to engineer a better one for you. For the next 24 hours, completely forbid yourself from using the words, "I can't," or "but." This forces your brain to stop identifying problems and start discovering all the possible solutions. 9th, weak minds stay silent when they should speak, fearing conflict or the judgment of others. Strong minds speak their truth with conviction and clarity, even when it is unpopular to do so. Your silence in the face of injustice or untruth makes you complicit in the problem. Speaking your mind builds self-respect and attracts others who value honesty and real courage. Identify one small truth you have been holding back and find a respectful way to say it. Your voice has power, but only if you actually decide to use it for yourself. Finally, the 10th habit. Weak minds are consumed by envy when they see others succeeding. They see another's victory as a personal loss, breeding resentment and bitter inaction. This is the single most destructive habit because it turns potential mentors into your enemies. Strong minds, the truly powerful ones, study the success of others with intense focus. They see another's victory as a blueprint, a roadmap they can learn from and apply. They ask, how did they do it, and what systems can I replicate in my life? This mindset transforms the world from a competitive battlefield into a collaborative masterclass for you. Remember this critical truth: building mental strength isn't about one massive, heroic effort. It's about small, daily choices. True long-term consistency will always beat short-term intensity. To commit to this path, comment the word "fortress" below right now.